What is up, guys? Today's February 5th, 2015, and today I have floor system test 26 for you guys. Second test of the MS2. This will be a pretty basic test. Just gonna go over everything real quick. So yeah, you guys will notice I've got a trouble on the MS2. That is a battery trouble, and because I've got the batteries unplugged, focus camera, I've got the batteries unplugged for a specific reason. I don't think this tiny transformer is made to like charge these batteries, because basically as soon as you plug the batteries in, you can hear a change in the sounds of the transformer. And the test I did last week, the first test of the MS2, test 25, like right after that test, about 2 hours after that test, everything was still plugged in, and this was like this transformer was like buzzing very loudly. So I unplugged the batteries from there, and even so, the transformer was still like buzzing even with the batteries unplugged. So I found that if I unplug the panel now and I leave it on, it's like quiet now, but in about 2 hours from now, this transformer is going to start like making a lot of like buzzing and racket, which just bugs the crap out of me. I've got a feeling that I caused some like damage to it by like having those batteries plugged in for a few hours, but it doesn't affect the operating condition of the panel. Everything's fine. Besides that, again, it's quiet now, but not too big of a problem. I don't think I fried it because it still works just fine. So yeah, that's why the batteries are unplugged. Long story short. So I've got a pretty basic setup for you guys here today. As you guys can see, same pulsation as the last test. I didn't decide to change those out. I'm lazy. I replaced the exceeder for one of my system sensors, SpectrAlert P1224 MCK horn strobes. One of the three that came from Dad's work. I decided to use like one of these two that I did not get the back plate for, because I tried to use this one, which did come with the back plate, but for some reason the mechanism inside there that's designed to unlock this thing from the plate is like broken, and you have to jam on the removal tool really hard, and I actually snapped it when I was doing that because it's like just a cheap piece of plastic. So like now I can't take any of my SpectrAlerts off their bases except for the H1224 horn, because that's got the old screw lock on it. But I just decided to use these because I can actually access the switches on the back with the back plate off. So I had to go into these and like change the dip switches on them. Currently I've just got that one wired up, but in a few weeks here, like maybe I'll do a sync test, and I'll like wire up all 5 of my SpectrAlerts together and do a sync test of the MS2. That'd be cool. It'd be loud, but it'd be fun anyway. So yeah, panels on system sensor sync, continuous, and audible silence, of course, on a 2-wire. This SpectrAlert is on code 3 low volume, 1575 candela, I believe. Yeah, 1575. And everything's ready to go here. So we're just going to go ahead and get this test over with, and then after the test I've got some announcements for the MS2. So let's do this. Silence. There you guys go. So as you guys can see, there's a very distinct difference because the MS2 puts out full wave rectified power. There's a very distinct difference in the sound of the SpectrAlert compared to when I was operating these things on the Simplex 4004. Now that's how like most of these systems are. They use SpectrAlert Classics and FWR panels, so that's probably the sound that the technicians are probably most used to hearing is SpectrAlerts on FWR, but that's what it does to them. It gives them a more scratchy and like low pitch sound compared to like when they're running on clean filtered DC. We'll reset the NBD12 LO, and then we'll activate the 4251-20. Then I'll move into some announcements, which for some of you may not be too happy to hear, but you're just going to have to deal with it, I suppose. Oops, I have the camera thing still on my wrist. Okay, let's reset this. We got the right key? Yeah, okay. Tell you, it's not very easy to reset these things on the ground, I can tell you that. Sooner I get the system mounted, the better. That's like one of my goals for this year, is to get this system mounted. Let's reactivate the 4251-20. We'll activate Zone 2 and this pull station. Alright. Now, that's kind of a thing like one of the many things I do not like about this panel is like how when you press the silence button, it acknowledges it too. I kind of don't like that about Fire-Lite panels. I don't get why. I mean, I suppose if you press the silence button, it is kind of acknowledging it too. But, I missed the 4004 where you could just like press the silence button and it keeps like beeping at you until you press the acknowledge button, to be honest. Okay, reset that. So I'm gonna go ahead and reset here. And the troubles. There we go. Okay. So, again, I just told you guys I've got some news for you on the MS2 on this panel. Just so you guys know, so far my experience with this panel has not been that good. And I know I've only like had it for about 2 weeks here, and only about a week of that it's actually been operating. And I know that you know, it's a Fire-Lite panel. It's definitely not the most expensive and the best quality panel out there. Personally, I think this panel is a piece of garbage, to be honest. I have never dealt with a worse panel in my life. I'm sorry for all you Fire-Lite fans out there, but that's my personal opinion on this panel. It's just I've never dealt with anything cheaper in my life. It's you can see how you guys can recall the 4004 was just built so much better. This thing isn't even as tall as this panel. Just something that really gets me is these non-responsive buttons, and just everything about this panel is just the key lock doesn't even work on. I can barely lock it. So what's my solution to this problem? I think I'm going to be selling this panel very soon, because it's again, it's not because of this of the transformer that's part of it, because I do want to have battery backup. But I should have known better before I decided to bid on a Fire-Lite panel. I watched some videos and I knew the buttons were unresponsive, but this is just a completely different experience from the Simplex 4004, and I'm missing my old 4004 really bad right now. I miss being able to wire up the LEDs on this thing into the relay, which this panel doesn't have. I'm missing the filtered DC and being able to operate my mechanical horns. Again, because this thing puts out FWR, I'm limited to the devices I can operate on it. So I've got a feeling here, after I'll make a few more tests on it, maybe I'll make up to test 30 on this panel, but just so you guys know. Oh, that's my radio. Wow, I'm actually getting stuff in on it. Yeah, I've been keeping this thing on because I'm seeing if I'm getting anything on this. For those of you who don't know, I've been into radios a lot. Dad brought this home from his building for me to check it out. That was that static sound you just heard. I thought I had my scanner on, but that's not what it was. So Anyway, that's off topic though. So just so you guys know, this panel, again, I'll probably make a few more tests with it. I'll do a few sync tests, and I'll like take advantage of some of the features that it's got while I still can. But I've got a feeling if I can make a profit on it, since I got it for free, since the guy refunded me for the old broken capacitor, if I can, since it's now pretty much fully working, with the exception to the buzzing transform, which doesn't affect the operation, if I can make my $75 like back on this panel, then I'll like gladly sell it for that. So like, just don't expect this panel to be here for too much like longer. My plan is to like hopefully go back on eBay and begin searching for a again, I know this sounds crazy. If you guys will go back and watch the video where I took where my last 4004 burned out, if you guys will go back and watch that, I like clearly mentioned I do not plan on buying a Simplex 4004 again, but I just miss that panel so much. And I think I'm going to begin my search for one again. I'm going to begin my search for a third Simplex 4004 because I'm tired of this cheap crap, to be honest. I'm sorry for all you darn it. I'm sorry for all you Fire-Lite fans, but this panel is just personally not for me. It's just really not for me. So, again, this isn't the end though. I'll make a few more tests with it, and then like hopefully someday soon here. That's not gonna lock. I'll get back to the old 4004. I'll get a new 4004, and we'll get back to the usual tests with a new 4004. That'll be nice. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and for this test, that'll be it.